Hey traders, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There is a new sheriff in town. He's called the Russell. The Russell's the new king in town. Have you seen what's happening with the Russell lately, guys? Oh my goodness. We're actually seeing Russell today, as you can see. Everything else is basically break even. Russell up 0.78%. You're noticing right now there's a new sheriff in town, right? Something I've been talking about for probably the last week now. I've actually started noticing there's a bit of a shift coming through that's happening in the markets. And I believe King Russell is about to make some king moves, right? Some real big balls king moves, right? So, and guess what? I'm in the Russell. Maybe I'm just biased, but again, if you remember my last video that I did, what did I talk about? I talked about how there's a big, massive rotation happening in the markets, right? There's a massive rotation happening in the markets today. If we look at all the markets today, every single one of them, out of all the indices, right? Dow down a little bit, which basically break even. S&P break even. Nasdaq up just a little. Yeah, there you go, right? And King Russell, okay? So, and if you ever look at this from a big picture perspective, check this out. This is where it gets so cool. Check this out. So, oh my goodness, guys. I believe I can fly. I believe actually the Russell's gonna fly. You're actually talking about that. Bit of an R. Kelly for you. I believe Russell's gonna fly. So check out this. So if we have a look at, the Russell right now, we could see that again. The Russell up. Actually, no, it's 0.8%. It just changed. Haha. It's so King Russell, guys. King Russell. Because what tends to happen is that if the Russell starts to break above the highs where we are right now, then this is getting ready for a really big move. Okay, guys, I'm telling you right now, out of all the markets, right? Out of all the markets, looking at the Russell chart, guys, this is set for some really nice moves. Okay, one of the underdogs of all these markets is the Russell. It really is. Now, obviously, we've been getting a lot of volatility, and this has been producing a lot of shaking and baking in the market. Shaking and baking in the markets, right? Shake and bake, 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 shake and bake in the markets. But I honestly do believe, looking at what's happening right now and looking at the rotation that's happening right now, these small caps are starting to take over, right? And there's a lot of warning signs here from an actual technical analysis point of view. And I know how much you guys love me talking about the trend analysis. So should I talk about it again? Should I bring up trend analysis again? The really interesting thing, guys, is the last few videos I've been really talking about trading with the trend and understanding the trend and all that sort of stuff. And then people are just like, John, talk about something new. And the next video, they're like, John, but there's a head and shoulder formation there. I'm like, you have not. Anyway, so King Russell to me is about to make a big move, right? And the thing is, guys, is once you understand these markets a lot more, you start to see these patterns, right? Again and 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 again, right? So if we have a look at the Dow Jones, what did the Dow Jones do? The Dow Jones did what? The Dow Jones did, as you can see, look at this here. Really, see how it just went through this sideways range here? It didn't really do much. But as soon as we broke above the high, guess what? We started to see very nice upward trend in the markets, right? Beautiful upward trend in the markets. So, as you can see what's happening here right now in the Russell, guess what? We are almost getting ready to break above these highs up here. We are getting ready to have a nice move to the upside. We're already starting to see a bit of an upward movement through here right now. So King Russell, guys, King Russell out of all the markets is definitely on its way to the upside. Now, quick little update across the silver and gold market. So right now we're getting a slight little pause. This is actually okay. right? Nothing wrong with this. If we have a look at my short-term moving average, let's bring on my little short-term. We've got the 9 moving average catching up. And when the market gets too far away from the 9 moving average, we tend to get these pausing patterns. So looking at what's happening right now, we have indeed broken out of this downward phase through there. We had this point through there, nice little high low and a break to the upside. So now we're just going sideways through here, right? But the trend is very, 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 very strong to the upside, right? There is a lot of buying activity happening on the weekly charts on the silver, and a lot of buying activity happening right now also happening on the daily charts, right? We had a low, we had a high low, right? Low and a high low. We've now broken this high. So that means now the buyers are back in control. So any short-term downward move is probably going to be bought back into it before we go again through there. Looking at now the gold market here, gold pretty much a bit of a nothing day, right? It actually had a move to the upside, and then it just went sideways, right? So it hasn't really moved much yet, right? So when just looking at this level through here, let's bring on the last 3 months, right? We went sideways through here. We had a big up bar, and now we're just sort of just flattening out through here. So one thing I do see is probably what's going to happen out of gold is we're probably going to continue sideways. Going to let the 9 moving average catch up, and then we're probably going to get ready to go again like this here. All right, we're probably going to get something like that coming on real soon from there. So I wouldn't be too worried about this. You can see this is what gold does, right? The market goes up, it pulls back to the 9 moving average, and it goes again. Right, goes up, pulls back, goes up, pulls back. So to me, guys, I wouldn't be worried about this too much. We have actually, just looking at this weekly chart here, we have indeed been seeing this, just this slow grind to the upside, right? It's like slowly grinding to the upside. We did have a bit of a sideways pattern through here. And now we've just been slowly going up through here, right? Nothing really too clear or too big out of the markets there. But that's what I'm seeing from there, guys, from that perspective, from what I'm seeing from the silver and gold market. Let's go check out the mining sector here. The mining sector, guys, still very, 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 very strong on the upside. I would not want to be shorting this right now. If I have a look at that real big long-term picture, we're right at this level of resistance right now, around the 40 level. So once we can clear that 40 level, I think we are off to the races when it comes to that in the markets. And one thing I also want to share with you, last but least on today's quick little update for you today, that we can see that firstly, oil has broken down. I do believe just by looking at this big oil long-term picture here, guys. To me, looking at this level through here, so oil has broken down out of this level. We're probably going to have a bit of a short-term rally up, and that would look like this on the daily charts. Right, so this is the daily chart here. Let me squeeze this up here. So this is probably what we're going to see out of the oil market. We're probably going to see something like this going on through here, and we're going to see a rolling over, and then we're going to see a really big move. So a big drop, I believe, is coming out of this market from here. And now let's go look at also something I was sharing with people on the good old Bitcoin chart. And let me take off the moving average because we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we just look at this here, right? So look at this level through here. Whenever Bitcoin has done this in the past, right? Whenever we do get this, we tend to get, when it does break, we tend to get really big moves. And what is that? Look at this here, right? Notice how we just go, look at all this. See that little sideways? See how I get a lot of volatility through here? And then when we eventually break, we have a big break, right? Had another one through there. We had a lot of sideways patterns through there. So whenever we do get this sideways movement in the markets, guess what? It's on like Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong is coming to town, right? And so the purpose of me saying that is that right now we are getting what? We're getting this here. This is a lot of volatility, but even in a nice sideways range. If for some reason Bitcoin does start to do something like this and we start to break out like here, this whole thing through here, this is what I call this point through here is an energy building phase. Energy building phase, right? And then after energy building phase, guess what happens? We get using energy, using energy, we're probably going to get a big breakout. And if we do get a breakout to the upside on Bitcoin, Bitcoin could be getting ready for a 6-figure target.